Has anyone ever heard of BMC software before? Before knowing me? No, okay. Basically, we're a B2B enterprise software company, so think like mainframe, cloud computing, enterprise help desk, right? So your Outlook stops working, you have to go fill out a form online and have your IT people help you out. It's that kind of stuff. So the problem with that, though, is a lot of times that kind of stuff is kind of boring, right? You can't take a picture of it and put it on social and be like, hey, everyone like this picture. So I think, being at BMC has really been interesting when it comes to being on social. Since last year, I got ranked as the number 33 social media influencer on Forbes. So that was kind of cool. And this is my second year here at SMTULSA. Woo! So what are we talking about today? What is content and content marketing? I think there's a lot of people that have different ideas of what it is. Is it like everything you ever put out, or is it specifically when it relates to lead generation? So we'll talk about that. What are the different types of content? Along the same lines there, getting people to make your content. Like, you don't have enough time to do everything, right? How can you get other people to help come in and help you create some content? Mapping content to your sales cycle, how you can provide content for each step in your sales cycle to help ease people to that next step, right? And assembling the content puzzle with PPC and SEO, and then finally how to sweat those assets and try and get different types of content from one place.
For banks, what I do is say, let's first search your bank name and see what people are saying about you. Mm-hmm. And every single time, there's negative stuff or stuff that they would want to address. And so it's the easiest sell on that side. For yours, it sounds like there's expertise there that are really available to be shared from a content standpoint, and probably nothing is more effective and to get you the earned media and to be able to write op-eds for various publications or write specific articles than social media and making those connections. One of my good friends right now is the Washington Bureau Chief of the American Banker. He's written some books, and so I read his novels about poor and to get to know him better, to advocate for him. So I think if there's a way that you can show him that he, because of his expertise, and maybe you stroke the ego a little bit,
totally,
and say he has so much to say that can be done in a serious way, and maybe the aw shucks comes down the road.
Okay.
But to get to where you're just engaging with some of these other companies, and if you can find some examples of out there of industries that he respects, like vendors or something, and what they're doing in the social space, and then maybe your only objective is to interact with them to build that relationship, then that might be another way of engaging it. Or maybe it's not working. Maybe you're not doing any content, but all you're going to do is, if it's Caterpillar is a great supplier of yours and you want to create a better relationship with them, is to do that. One thing that we found too is that I'm able to negotiate much lower rates for my vendors because they know that I will talk about it, whether I have a good experience or bad experience. I had a bad experience with one vendor, and we spent $30,000 on this product that did not work. It legitimately did not work. They would refuse even to talk to me. Well, I had a friend that tweeted out, I'm going to buy this product. And I said, you might want to talk to me about it before you do this. Immediately, I get contacted by the company and said, whatever we can do to make this right for you, we will totally do. And we had a check for $30,000 and a free kind of commitment for the next however long it takes to get this where I'm doing well. And they said that our objective is to get a positive tweet from you.
Media fan engagement. One of the things that Brian talks about is, yes, there's a lot of negativity on social media around sports. And there's very little that I can do about somebody who wants to question a call, who wants to question a strategy by a manager, a play by an athlete. I can't do anything about that. He says, I think people just want to be heard. But there's another part that Brian, I don't have this part of the quote up there, but there's another part that Brian mentions that I think is key. And it's key for our businesses, and it kind of echoes what Carrie and other people have been talking about. And that's this idea that we should be listening. One of the things that Brian Sarabian and his social media team for the Giants listen for are problems.